guys, it's John from the productivegarden.com, and I thought I'd give you an update on what's been going on with the top bar hive. Alright, so you remember this is a top bar hive that I built quite a few months ago, and I actually caught a swarm the other day and put it in this hive. Unfortunately, they didn't really like the hive, and I do have some ideas on what they may not have liked, but let's just open this hive up and give you a look, and I'll let you know the ideas, my ideas on why they didn't quite like this hive. Okay, so one of the things I think they may not have liked was the amount of space I gave them initially. Now I've given them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bars. That's the amount of space I gave them. It's a little bit more than half the top bar hive. And I'm thinking maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 9 or 10 bars would have been plenty for them. They would have liked a smaller space. The reason I think that is because it would have just allowed a swarm, which is not like obviously a full strength hive, that's only part of a hive. It would have allowed them to keep a smaller space warmer, and they probably feel a bit more comfortable. One of the other things that I think, and actually I'll pull this one out carefully because this had a little surprise left behind. They left behind a little bit of comb for me, so they actually built that during the day that they actually stayed in there, but I guess they had scouts looking for another place to live. So they had that left there. But if I lift up a couple of the bars here, you can see there, and I don't know why, there's a couple of remnant bees there. I should probably be a little bit careful if I've gone in too far. Yeah, you can see there's a couple of bees there that for some reason got left behind. But you can see I've got the mesh in the bottom there as well. Okay, it's probably better there, you can see the bees. I've got the mesh in there as well. And I think that it just let too much light in. The bees didn't really like it. So I'm actually going to put those bars back on before those buggers come and sting me. Sorry about dropping the view of the camera like that. Okay, so that's why I think they absconded the way they did, for the reason that I gave them too much room, and they would prefer a solid bottom as opposed to a mesh bottom. So yeah, so I've got some ideas on what I'll do to change that. First thing I'll do, I'll only give them maybe 8 or 10 bars, so they'll have much less room. It'll only be this much room instead of like way out. You can see whereabouts, if I can get you to see, you can sort of see about here is where it was, and they'll get it back to about there. So I'll pretty much be halving the amount of space that they had, and I'll put a solid removable bottom so that if there's any rubbish and stuff, if there's any debris in there, I can remove it really easily. So it'll have a removable bottom, but it'll be a solid bottom, so it'll keep things nice and dark for them, which is really what they like. Alright, so there you go. I've got a little bit of work to do on this hive. So yeah, I think them in Australia we don't have varroa mites, so a meshed bottom isn't really needed. We don't have to give them a way to get rid of mite. If/when varroa mite does come here, then I might have to rethink things. But until then, a solid bottom is what I'm going to do. So I'll give it a solid bottom, and I'm just going to move the follower board so they've got less room. And hopefully sometime soon another swarm comes along. Anyway, that's all until now, and until next time, happy productive gardening. Bye. G'day guys, it's John from the productive... blah, blah, blah.